Hello artists, and welcome back to Art at Home with Mrs. Kellogg. Well, it's November and you know what that means, turkeys. So we're going to create some turkey art today using the elements of art: line, shape, and color. So meet me over at my workspace and I'm going to tell you the materials that you'll be needing for today's project. So here are a couple of models of the turkey art that we're going to create today. Now, as you can see, we have a couple of choices. So if you just wanted to do a turkey portrait and maybe fold your paper and make a Thanksgiving card, you could do that. Or you could just create a fun turkey picture. And as you can see, we are going to collage today, which means we're going to tear or cut our paper and glue it down. Now let me tell you the materials you will need to create your collage turkey. So since we are collaging, you're going to need some paper. And there's a lot of different kinds of paper that you can use. So if you have an old calendar and you wanted to use some of the paper from that, you can do that. Or if you have paper and you'd like to have fun painting some paper, you can paint some paper ahead of time and then use that. Or if you have some old wrapping paper, you can use that as well. For the turkey's body, you can use a brown paper bag, or even a brown paper towel would work for that if you wanted to have a brown turkey. Maybe you want to use some fun colored paper for the tail feathers. So that is some of the variety of paper that you could use. Since we are collaging, definitely want to have a scissors to use for cutting. You're also going to want to have a glue stick. Remember, you can always tear your paper if you'd like to do that instead. And some of the paper, we are going to draw templates. I'm going to show you how to draw templates, so make sure you have a pencil and an eraser. And if you do want to paint your paper, remember in your art kit you have watercolor. So you can make sure you have a cup. You want to fill that with water if you're going to use watercolor paint to paint your paper or paint the background. You want to have that brush and watercolor. And make sure you always have your art mat or newspaper down, especially when you're gluing and painting. You could use colored pencils if you need to want to draw in the face, or you could always use marker for that as well. And you'll also need a background paper. Okay, so I'm using my art paper for that. It's thick enough that if I want to add watercolor, I can. And I could even use a bigger paper because, as I said before, I can just fold it and make a card. So I can have a Thanksgiving card. So those are the materials that you will need for our project today. So I'm going to let you choose your paper, gather your materials, and then meet me back here and we'll start working on our turkey art. Did you get your materials? Great, then let's get started. So the first thing I want to show you is how to make the turkey templates. I'm going to show you how to make a portrait style turkey template and then the full body of the turkey. So the first thing you want to focus on is shape. That really important element of art, shape. So as you can tell, this is the full body template of the turkey, and notice this. I want to start with a circle, going into a curved rectangle, going in to the body. So once I get that shape drawn in, then I would cut it out. And notice I'm using the back of the paper because I don't want to see any pencil lines on the front of the paper. Okay, now for the portrait template, it's going to be the same, except I'm not going to use a circle at the bottom. So I'm just going to use a circle for the head. Think curved rectangle for the neck. And then it's almost like I'm going to use a half oval or a half circle for the top of the body. Think of it as the turkey's shoulders. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw on this paper. And what I'm going to show you here is the full body of the turkey. So the first thing I do is I'm going to sketch. So sketching means I'm drawing lightly. So notice I keep drawing again and again till I get the shape I want. And then when I'm happy with it, I'm going to cut it out. Now I'm going to show you how to draw the template for the turkey portrait. So again, I'm going to use shape. So circle to my curved rectangle and then my half oval or half circle. So keep thinking shape. Okay, so I got my edge down here and then I'm going to go above approximately here. And I'm going to sketch, which means I'm going to draw lightly until again and again until I get the shape that I like. Then once I get everything in, so I don't get confused of the lines I'm going to cut, I clean up my template. And now I'm ready to cut. So notice this is going to be the side that you'll see. This is the back side. Okay, so now I have my templates cut out. So I'm ready to start creating my turkey. And you'll notice I watercolored my paper first, and then I let that dry. Okay, so I don't want to glue my templates down first. What I want to do is place the tail feathers. So I'm going to think of it like a pattern, and I'm going to place my turkey like so, and then I'm just going to stick in the feathers behind, just to see what that looks like, see what placement looks like. And then once I get that done, I will glue the feathers down. And it's okay to have them go off the page, but if you don't like that look, you could always move them down. And don't worry about your shapes and your feathers being cut perfectly. A lot of times when you tear the paper or it's not perfectly cut, it really adds to your artwork and gives it a lot more character. So now I'm going to start gluing. I might cut some feathers down. So you turn it on the opposite side, and then I use my glue stick. And then I'm going to place it down. And then I'm just going to keep continuing. Okay, my next step, I'm ready to glue the template down. So now I've placed the beak, and that helps me because then I can place the wattle, which is that long red hanging shape off of the beak of the turkey, and it also helps me line up where the eyes are going to be placed. So here's where line's going to help me. So what I want to do first is rainbow line, and then from that I'm going to make a wavy line, and then I'm going to make a skinny oval into another skinny oval and connect it. And then from there, I'm going to make the eyes. So you can make circles, or maybe for this one, I'm going to make upside down a U shape or a rainbow line with a straight line across. And then I come in, make another rainbow line, and I can shade that in. Then I'm ready to do my marker work. or you could use a black colored pencil. So one thing you probably noticed that I have all the tail feathers and the beak cut out first. So I like to have that all organized first, then glue the feathers down, then the template, the body template, and the beak. Okay, and I want to color that in red, so I'm going to use my marker for that. But again, you could use a colored pencil for that. And it depends. If you want to make a really big turkey, you're going to have more space, so you could use crayons for that. So now the next part is I want to put the wings in. Then I'm going to use circles for the feet, so it looks like my turkey's coming in for a landing. That was flying and is coming in for a landing. So you could make the legs on the ground, or you could use this idea, whatever you would like. So now I've got the wings on, so I'm ready to draw the feet. So I want to make circles for the feet. And I cut this one out, so I can always use it as a template. I usually make it a little bigger because it comes out smaller. So I'm going to place it right there. I always find it helpful to have a paper towel, or wash your fingers as you're going, because if you're using a glue stick, your hands get kind of sticky and the paper sticks to you. Okay, so now I have the feet cut out, so I'm gonna again make my turkey look like it's coming in for a landing. So I glue these on. So now I've glued the feet on, so now I'm gonna put the turkey toes on. So how I'm gonna do that is I'm just gonna make skinny rainbow lines. And then I'm going to go over that with marker. And then it's up to you. Do you want to put the ground below? Like the turkey's coming in for a landing. Do you want them sitting? Or again, you can just draw the turkey legs in. And then I would follow the same steps for the turkey portrait. Again, I put the feathers in first, then I glue down my template, place the beak, and then the nostrils you can put in the wattle. And you can draw that in, or if you wanted to cut out the paper, you can do that. And then I've got that beak, and then also remember I've got my card if I fold the paper. Now I'm going to keep working on my turkey collage. So now it's your turn to work on your turkey collage. So that wraps up our turkey collage lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. And remember, when you are creating art, relax, have lots of fun, and keep creating. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.